Why should I care? Why should I want to stand up and let my voice be known and be vilified for it? I just think I've been listening to what's going on YouTube now, and the fact that everybody seems to think that we're putting on masks on the 24th of July. Why the 24th? Why are we putting on masks now? Why are we making it mandatory now? You know, I've been looking up loads of academic papers, research, listening to nurses and doctors, sensible ones, that are not in the pockets of the pharmaceutical companies, not in the pockets of the government, but the people who know what they're talking about. Now, masks, it's just the ultimate flip of the coin, I think, where you're just turning into sheep. You really are conforming to everything that's being told. You're told to do things to conform to this societal change. Right now, at the moment, we are in a free society. What we like to think we are, anyway. But it's turning into a communist society, I'm afraid. If you just take a little glance around you, your freedoms are being taken away, eroded one by one, and you're just letting it happen. Everybody is just rolling over like a bloody dog and letting the government tickle their bellies. And you know why? Because they've given you a little sweetener to accept what's going on. The money that they're giving you, that's easy money for you to stay off work, and that's why many people are not going back to work again. Maybe I'm being blinkered in this. If I am, tell me in the comments below. If not, and you agree with me, please just say so. Open your mouth, because if you don't open your mouth now, we are fucked, basically. First off, we're told to isolate, self-isolate, go off work. Many people hate their jobs, so they do. They go off work and they get paid for it to stay off work. Okay, great, brilliant. Now I have a nice long holiday. That's what the kids thought it was. But many people died. Lots of old people died in care homes. Lots of people died in their homes as a result of the lockdown, as a result of being isolated, as a result of being alone. They're frightened, fearful, having heart attacks, cancelling their operations. Many people who were in hospitals were sent home or sent to care homes, and if they were sent to care homes, that was it. Death certificate signed, all the pills taken away from them, put on the Liverpool pathway. It's like a gentle euthanasia, just to make them go away so they don't have to pay any pensions. Can't you see this? Are you really not seeing it? Am I the only one who's seeing this? Please tell me I'm not the only one. Thankfully, there are lots of people who are beginning to realise. The only trouble is they only realise it when it's actually affecting them personally. And the thing is, when you're told to self-isolate, as a human being, you need other human beings. And we're told to be alone. Not get into contact with your own parents, your grandparents, your children. Do you know what that does to the human body? What that does? You are a sentient being and you need to be close to people. Okay, yeah, I'm a loner. I need to be alone half the time. I've figured that one out long time ago. And I'm quite happy in my own company. I'm alright. But I do still need people, and it feels odd to me when I'm passing people in the shop and they're all just running away from me, thinking I've got the lurgy, and I haven't. This society is changing right before your eyes, and if you don't stop it now, it's just going to go into communism, I'm afraid. This is how the Nazis began, isolating people, separating them. The Black Lives Matter movement is only there, put in place to use you to fight each other, divide and conquer. You not heard that phrase before? They're getting us to fight each other, and then they'll put a police state in. And even now, if you don't wear a mask in public, after the 24th, if you don't wear masks to the shops after the 24th of July, then you get fined. And if you don't submit to testing, you get taken away to a secret place, a quiet place, they say in this government document. And then you get given the opportunity of saying, agreeing with it and saying, yeah, I'll comply and I'll do this and I've got nothing to hide. Most people haven't got anything to hide and they would comply. But you know what the next sentence in that document says? If you don't comply, they'll take you away to a quiet place. They'll take your children away and give them to an adult that they deem suitable. That's not a democracy. That is fascism. If you don't see that, then you're blind, I'm afraid. I'm using this harsh, hard language because it's not getting into people's heads right now. You're just rolling over and taking it, accepting it. You're thinking, you're being convinced by the media, the papers and the news media, that, okay, I'm protecting other people. You're not. You're not protecting other people. You're protecting other people by socializing with them. It's not called herd immunity. It's called being a human being. Social distancing. How on earth did that phrase ever come into our bloody language? Yes, I'm angry. I'm hurt. I'm frightened. You know, most people are frightened. But most people are saying they want to go along with this because it keeps them off work. And they're looking forward to October when they've got another excuse to stay off work because they're planning another pandemic. And I saw the face of Bill Gates and Melinda Gates when they said, if you don't comply now, then when October comes, it's going to be even worse. And you know what? They ended their sentence with a look of glee on their faces. And if you don't see that George Soros is paying these people to actually go out and cause trouble for the Black Lives Matter movement or against it, then what kind of rock have you been hiding under for the past God knows how long? I know, I've sat in front of the television and it hypnotises you. You watch a programme and you forget the world around you, what's going on around you, and it's nice to be able to immerse yourself in that fantasy land that you see before you. But the amount of adverts that you see on the television, the amount of things that say, stay safe, keep away from people, wear a mask. You're not staying safe. You're creating your own little prison. You're accepting it. You're creating this communist society. And if you want that, go and live in fucking Russia. Or China. Don't bring it here. We've got a lovely, free society. I know we have got problems, but then we deal with them in a democratic way. People are not like thrown into gulags and shot or starved to death, which is what we'll probably have. I'm the type of person that they'll cart away and stick in there. You know, I won't have an opinion. People like me. I go to sleep at night thinking, it's all right, just forget it, let it all go, it'll be fine, it'll go away. Then I wake up in the morning, or very early hours of the morning, with a really horrible, sick feeling in my stomach. And it's anxiety, I know. It's the fear of what's coming. Why should I care? Why should I want to stand up and let my voice be known and be vilified for it? Why should I want to do that? Why don't I just fall back and comply? Because it's not just you it's affecting. You are being the selfish one. You who want to stay at home, you who want to stay off work, you who want to use this as an excuse to be free from your job. You are making it worse for everybody else. Businesses who want to get their businesses back into into operation again. They're losing their livelihoods. And yet it's not happening to big businesses. You can go around a bloody Sainsbury's store, Tesco's, they're still thriving, aren't they? Yeah. But you walk around a shop that's just on the high street, there's going to be no high street before long. You're going to have to go to those big shops, and then you're going to have to eat what they give you. You're not going to have a choice. You're not going to have the little farm shops that are around. You're not going to have the choice. If you carry on like this, and if you don't say something now, and you just don't look at what the evidence gives you, and I've put below some links to papers that tell you that masks are not good for you if you're wearing them all day long. If you're wearing them at home, that's the next thing. They'll make you wear it in the shops. Okay. Then they'll make you wear it in the streets if you go out in public. Then they'll make you wear it in your own gardens, because people were being told not to sit in their own gardens at one point. Did you see that? With the police officer telling that woman not to be in her garden? How ridiculous is that? There are nurses and doctors telling you, if you wear a mask, you are affecting the oxygen and carbon monoxide in your body. And you're not going to get fresh air. You're going to get an accumulation of germs in that mask. And also those masks are made in sweatshops in India. There's people sewing, there's videos of people sewing these masks together, and they're just doing one after the other, and every time they finish one they chuck them on the floor, just fall on the floor to this person who's packaging them up, and he's got no shoes on, and he's sitting on the dirty floor with piles of them around him, and you're putting that on your face. If I find it, I will put the link to the video here down below, okay? Society has changed because people are too weak to fight. They don't know what to say. Okay, just say, right, if you want to turn to religious reasons, it just says in the Bible, you mask yourself, then you're suppressing your soul. That's one thing. Okay, if you put your mask on for a biological reason, you're getting no balance of oxygen and carbon monoxide. And so that starts cancer in your body. You start to feel dizzy and faint, and it's just knock-on effect. You're not getting fresh air in your body. Your lungs need air. You're breathing out germs into that mask, and then you're breathing that germ back into your body. That's not going to do any good. And if you change them every day, I mean, they're making a mint, these mask making companies, at your expense. Don't you see how ridiculous it all is? They're laughing at you. And where does it end? Start wearing a mask in the shop, and before long we'll not be able to go out at all, and then you'll all have to work from home. Can you all work from home? No, farmers can't. They have to go out into the field, and yet a farm has actually been closed down because its workers from the east, the Eastern Bloc in Europe, have been brought over from there to work on the farm fields. Why didn't they use all the van lifers who offered their free labour in return for just a spot on the land when this first began? No, they didn't want to do that. They wanted to get labour from the east. I don't know why. The British working man is not lazy. They just can't get the jobs because they're not accepted. And especially now, people like me who are called in the publishing industry white middle class Susans, or if I'm in the general population of the country, I'm called a white middle class Karen, which I think is offensive. I could say I'm offended by that. But I just think people have got a right to say what they want to say. I don't shut people up, but I am urging you to say about these masks. There is a brilliant website, and she is so intelligent, this woman. The website is called thehealthyamerican.org. Now, if somebody really intelligent can get all the facts together and come up and create something like that for Britain, the Healthy Brit, great, please do so. I haven't got the memory for these things. I can't battle in court. I'm not the kind of person to be able to do that. But I know there are people around who can. So please stand up and do it. And then another thing is, why are they saying put the masks on in what? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days time? Why not now? Why not like when the 4th of July came along, when we were allowed to be free? American Independence Day. March the 16th we were told to shut up shop and stay at home. July the 4th we were all released, and now they're saying on the 24th of July, which is what, 4 weeks after we were released, they're telling us to wear masks in public. The mouth doesn't know what the tail's doing, and it's just keep getting conflicting messages from everybody. We were allowed to, I posted on my Facebook page the things you're allowed to do and not do, and it seems like it's all for the big businesses, and all the little businesses that are trying to strive and survive and thrive are just being crushed. Doesn't that tell you anything? Doesn't that tell you anything? Even the hospitals are not going to accept any walk-ins anymore. You've got to book an appointment. So you break your arm, you can't go immediately in somebody's car. If you're out in the middle of nowhere and you've broken your arm or fallen off a cliff somewhere and broken your leg, you can't get a friend to transport you to a hospital. No, you've got to wait for an ambulance to come along and pick you up. And how long are they going to take? And then they're trying to privatise the NHS. And if you don't see that, because they're encouraging you if you can't use the NHS that us as the taxpayers paid for all this time freely, no obligations, and just use it because you've paid for it, then what are you going to do? You need help, you're going to pay for it, aren't you? So that's encouraging you to pay for your medical care. And I always had my doubts about people who have been sent to care homes. I said to my friend all the time, I said, they're killing them. I know they're killing them. When this COVID thing started, the flu bug was just like from December through to March was flat. Okay, it was just, you look on a graph and it's just flat. No overt increases or decreases. But as soon as the lockdown came, all the deaths spiked. They're not COVID related deaths either. There were people who were being registered as COVID deaths, but they had heart disease, they had underlying conditions, heart disease, lung disease, liver, cancer, anything other than COVID, but they were being registered as COVID deaths. And loads of doctors have been standing up and saying that. They've been getting all the data in, and they've been telling people. So if you're just going to roll over and accept what you're being given here, then you deserve it. And I'll just be carted off to a gulag somewhere and shot. Hopefully quickly. Because that's what it's coming to. And you think that I'm a conspiracy theorist. Just look around you. Look around you in the streets. When I see somebody with a mask on, I feel physically sick. I do. it's making me feel ill seeing people with masks on. So they're not helping me, are they? Please open your eyes. Read the links that I put below this video. Read them properly. Watch the videos I put links to. Then make an opinion. If we don't stop it now, if we don't start saying something, like that woman did with the Healthy American, she got that campaign together. We need people like her standing up and saying intelligently, balanced way, the reasons why you can't do this, the reasons why it's wrong to do this. You're just shutting people up. You're just accepting what's going on. You say, oh, you've been convinced that it's for the health of the nation, for the health of people. You're protecting older people. You're not protecting older people. You're scaring them. You're killing them. Care homes are killing them. Putting them on euthanasia programs, the livable pathway, taking away their pills because they couldn't cope. They've been taken out of hospitals where they were being cared for, put into care homes, and the care homes couldn't cope with the extra people, and so they just quietly put them on these programs where they died slowly, quickly, got rid of them. That's why there was such a spike. Not just that, but people who are committing suicide as well, losing their businesses, losing their livelihoods, being unable to cope with the stress and anxiety that's going on with all of this. So don't be selfish. Don't wear the mask. I'm urging you. We have to stand up now. We have to. This is our last hope. And we have to stand together. Because if we don't, people like me, and there are quite a few of us, are just going to be picked off slowly, and then you're going to be living in a prison of your own making. And if you can't see it now, that this society is going down the pan, or gone down the pan, then you're either selfish or you're ignorant. And I don't mean ignorant in a horrible, nasty way. I mean uninformed, unable to tear yourself away from the television or the newspapers. These newspapers have been ramming it down our throats every day. And don't you think it's weird that during the week the Daily Mail is all for all of these things? Putting you away, social isolation, social distancing, all that sort of thing, putting masks on and hiding your faces. And then at the weekend, it's changed. And you know why? Because they've got different editors. And they changed last year. And I told my parents at the time, I said, you will see a marked change in the papers. Weekend papers are going to be for a free society, and the weekly papers are going to be for a communist society. If you don't see it, then we'll fool you. I'm sorry, but I don't want to hurt anybody, but you're hurting yourself if you don't. If I don't speak up now, then I just feel as though I'll just fail at my own heart. We have to do it wisely. You can't rebel by picking out policemen. It's not right. They're trying to do their job, I know. And I've got nothing against them. But I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I'm going to be reviled and vilified. if I don't conform. It's wrong. Because they're just guidelines, they're not rules or laws. It's not put into law, it's a guideline. There's another question you can ask. Is there any kind of like scientific evidence or health and safety laws or reasons why I should wear a mask? And what is the health and safety situation for me wearing a mask? You know, for my health. Is there a report on that? And you say, can I be released from this because of religious grounds? I guess the ladies who wear the hijab, or whatever it's called, the Muslims who wear those, they're fine, aren't they? They're always wearing these things, aren't they? But they're not wearing masks that cup you under here and here. They're not doing that. They're wearing like scarves draped down. Maybe that's what we should have, cowboy scarves. That would be good. I'll go and get one.